Well, it's not an issue. It's just an annoyance. I'm just bitching because I have 2 domains that I don't need at all, but I refuse to give up.
Right.
Yep.
That's the same reason I renewed Number Station because
Dude,
I like
Number
it.
Station is awesome.
Is it still going?
Like
while me and Chris were sitting there, I pulled it up. It's still going.
Nice.
Yeah, and the soundboard, numberstation.us/soundboard still works.
Yeah, that's what I was bitching about. I tried to organize my buttons, but
okay.
But the table didn't do it right.
So,
I
I just love Number Station. That is such a cool fucking
John,
domain.
is wrong.
Want to ring the bell?
I'm taking it back. I'm taking them all back.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
I'm a loner, Daddy. I'm a rebel.
I am the walrus.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to John Hates Movies, the movie review podcast where my friends prevent me from undressing a scantily clad cardboard cutout of my boss and instead force me to watch movies. This week, we have with us Eric Largent.
Tally ho.
We have Chris Arsenault.
I can't think of any quotes from this movie.
That's okay, there were none. And we have James Barrup.
Gather round, everybody. You're all going to have to touch it. Oh, it feels so evil. Don't think about that. Yes, it's working.
Wild thing.
You make
my heart sing.
That was a quote from He-Man.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. All right, and I am your host, John Barrup, and this week we watched our very first Amazon film.
Yeah.
Took a step away from Netflix and watched a movie that some people refer to as a sports movie. It is Major League.
Man, if you guys are already throwing shade, we're about to have a long night.
Oh boy, Major League. That's right. The owner of the Cleveland Indians puts together a purposefully horrible team so they'll lose and she can move the team. But when the plot is uncovered, they start winning just to spite her. Starring Tom Berenger, Charlie Sheen.
That's it.
I forgot his
I can't remember his name either. No,
Wesley Snipes.
Oh yeah.
The third baseman.
Oh, you're talking about Corbin Burns?
Yeah, Corbin Bernstein.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about Wesley Snipes. And directed by David S. Ward and written by David S. Ward.
Yeah.
Major League.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy, what?
Well, as is John Hates Movies tradition, the person who picked the movie gets to review it first.
I don't think we can clear that.
What? John, who gets to review the movie first?
That would be you, Eric. You do.
I'm sorry. Don Henley has something that he wants to tell us. Nobody on the street. Come on, guys, just get in the feeling a little bit.
The sun goes down low. So I know you're not home, and then I'm walking in unannounced. I'm gonna hang out. I'm gonna eat the shit in your fridge. And then you're gonna come home and be like, what the fuck, I thought I broke up with you 3 years ago.
Because you cheated on me several times.
All right.
It's not the same guy.
Sorry, guys. My review needed a lead-in, and we just got it.
Well,
from our third favorite Eagle, Don Henley.
That's right. Dirty Laundry.
Yeah, Joe Walsh and one from Detroit. Shit, he just died.
Mike Ilitch.
No. Oh, but John, yeah, it's funny that we're reviewing our first baseball movie, and the owner of the Detroit Tigers died last night, and it's
that's hilarious.
One way to put it.
Eric, oh my god.
That's one way to put it, I guess.
Well, you said it's funny.
I mean, did I said it was funny?
Yeah.
Well, it's ironic, I guess,
Yeah.
or it's like Ray, yay.
Yeah.
On your wedding day?
Right? Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So I think everybody that listens to this podcast understands that I'm in the tank for baseball. Like, I capital L love baseball. Like more than a lot of my friends. Present company excluded. I do like you guys a lot, but man, baseball is a thing.
Okay, that was a double
more
entendre.
than your friends. I got it. There we go. You're a dick.
So before we get into because I know this, I can already feel it. This podcast is essentially going to be an hour-long gush fest about how great baseball is.
Mm-hmm.
So before we get into that, I just want to talk about the movie that we watched. Right? So we watched Major League this week, and oh boy, was this movie great. This movie, as soon as I turned it on, and so you turn it on, and there's a 2-minute long Randy Newman song about the Cuyahoga River starting on fire.
Yeah.
And it's okay, I'm really glad Randy Newman's not a thing anymore.
Yeah, that was really awful.
That it kind of set the tone, and the song was about how downtrodden Cleveland is, and they just showed scenes of shitty Cleveland, and everybody being yeah, the Japanese guys, they're shitty. I loved them.
Well, if the Japanese know their baseball.
Yes, they do. Absolutely.
Yep.
Also the math.
Oh, shut up. This movie's racist enough, Chris.
Japanese and Korean people know their baseball and love it, and that's why I love Japanese and Korean people. So yeah, it starts out with a Randy Newman song for 2 minutes that we really didn't need. That's like a old movie thing that this movie did, but I didn't mind it. But as soon as that's done, it starts off with, we're seeing scenes of people around the city of Cleveland talk about the Indians, and they're I don't even know who's going to be on the roster this year. This team's a pile of garbage. We have no hope for this team. Mm-hmm. And then it introduces the owner of the team, the lady whose husband just died, and we find out her motivations are that she wants to move the team to Miami because she wants to get out of that shithole known the mistake by the lake, as they call it, Cleveland. Mm-hmm. The Cleve. But so after she puts her motivations out there, they sign all the players, and while they're calling all the players on the phone, we have really effective 1 minute to or 45 second to 1 minute introduction clips to all of our important characters that are going to be in the movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
So ultimately, after the first 5 minutes of this movie, it's off and running. This movie doesn't even take 2 seconds telling you what the point is, who the characters are, and what the motivations are. It's actually really effective at just getting you into the nuts and bolts of the movie right off the bat. Mm-hmm. I actually watching it last night. I was that was actually really good. They actually did that really well. And you would see it in an ensemble superhero movie where they have to effectively introduce their 5 heroes at the beginning, so they do little vignettes of them, and you learn a little bit about the people, in this case the players. This movie did it really well. It did. They assembled their team, so to speak, and got the movie off and running, and I loved it.
Compare that to Suicide Squad, where it's a slow introduction in a prison, and then fast flashbacks followed by another introduction when they're pulled out of the prison and they're talking to each other.
Yeah.
Effective movie making. Suicide Squad.
Yes, this movie, this Suicide Squad got dead wrong what this movie got right about introducing. That was a great example.
Yep.
So, John, when did this movie come out? 1989.
Yeah,
So
1989.
Wesley Snipes was already kind of a big deal by then, right?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so.
Because this seems like really young Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, this is his breakout.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I absolutely loved Wesley Snipes in this movie. He's charming as hell. Like, he's good. He gives great reactions. Like when Tom Berenger goes out to the field the day before the game and like hits his imaginary cheeseball home run and runs the bases. Like Wesley Snipes and Charlie Sheen give him like perfectly effective comedic snark at the end of that. And like, it made me laugh. Like, he's really charming and really funny. Like, when they kick him out of the clubhouse, they just like lift his bunk bed.
Just leave him outside.
Yeah. Like, it was great. I love it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to him.
Yeah.
Tax evasion.
That doesn't change your personality.
Yeah, well,
Or
I think
he started getting cast as an action movie.
Right, like Demolition Man happened to Wesley Snipes.
He was in Demolition Man. He was
Speed?
Passenger 54.
It was fucking Blade.
Right.
Yeah.
He started.
My God.
He started being cast in more serious roles. But to be fair, the comedy part of him in Demolition Man was really good. Like, you like him in Demolition Man.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like, the difference between this Wesley Snipes and Blade is so crazy that I loved watching this Wesley Snipes. Like, he's super charming and plays the parts incredibly well. I love Dennis Haysbert. This was like the first movie I had ever seen Dennis Haysbert in. Like, everybody knows him as the president from 24 or the guy from the Allstate commercials with the really deep voice.
Allstate Stan.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's Allstate Stan.
Right. But like, I liked him in this. I thought he was wonderful. There were things, and John kind of alluded to it right off the bat in his intro, that there are things in this movie that flew in 1989, just like there were things in Superman that flew that don't really fly anymore. Like this movie doesn't treat women very well.
No.
It really doesn't.
Really?
Like, it doesn't treat them very well at all. And that is a flaw of this movie. We'll just get that right out of the bat. I don't think it's a deal breaker, but that's just me. You might hear something else from the guys later. Oh, yeah. Okay, so another thing I really loved about this movie is how authentically it portrayed baseball. Like, it wasn't... Like, there are a lot of movies that are about baseball. Like, a decent example...
I'm going to stop you right there because I've looked it up, and there are no rules in the rule book that say a dog cannot play baseball. So
yeah, oh yeah, Air Bud is pretty authentic too. Like, if you go back and fact check Air Bud, it's pretty good.
I know, I checked the rules. I put it on my Air Bud Defense Facebook page.
Right. No, but like, so in Bull Durham, who's the guy that is married to Susan Sarandon in real life? Tim Robbins.
Tim Robbins.
Tim Robbins. So Tim Robbins is this young up-and-coming pitcher in Bull Durham, but he's just kind of like this lanky, entirely non-athletic goof.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, in this movie, all of the actors that they got to play baseball players, Wesley Snipes looks exactly like the baseball player analog that he's playing. Tom Berenger looks exactly like an old catcher whose knees are like wearing out. Corbin Bernstein looks exactly like Major League third baseman. Charlie Sheen.
Corbin Burnson.
Corbin Burnson. And Charlie Sheen was a like recruited high school baseball player who like actually was a pitcher. And for this movie, he took steroids and worked out for 2 months.
Jesus.
Used to take steroids.
Getting jacked. But like, in this movie, real life Charlie Sheen was throwing 88-mile-an-hour fastballs.
Damn.
Which is really impressive. Like, Charlie Sheen was really throwing the ball really hard. Like, in real life, they were clocking him at 88 miles an hour.
So I gotta ask.
Yeah.
The climax of the movie, he throws a fastball that breaks 100.
Yes.
Now, is that a thing?
Yes.
And is it a lot more common now than it was when this movie was first filmed?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes to all counts. A really good documentary that I would recommend to any listener that's interested in baseball, which probably isn't that many, to be honest. But if you want to watch a fun baseball documentary, there's one called Fastball. Shut up. There's one called Fastball, and it's about the evolution of pitching fast in baseball. And like essentially people's bodies have maxed out the physiological kinetic things that you can do to make a baseball go fast, like right now. And the fastest anybody is throwing one is like 103 miles an hour. Back then, people were getting up to like, so his third pitch goes up to like 101. People were doing that, but it was special. Like it was very special. The like people flashing signs to each other, you know, telling people when they're going to steal and stuff like that. Like the actual baseball authenticity in this movie was really good, and I really appreciated it. Like, so this ultimately, I guess, is a comedy and like an underdog story, but it gets the baseball part right, like really well. I've got some notes written down here, and the next one just says baseball is so great. But we can move past that because I know that we're going to touch on that quite a bit more later in the episode.
Of course. Of course we will.
The next thing I've written down is about the city of Cleveland. So one of the things that they did really effectively at the beginning of this movie is they set up how inept the Indians have been over, you know, their history. They won the World Series in 1948. And then the Cleveland Browns won an NFL championship back before there was even such a thing as a Super Bowl in the 50s. But since then, no Cleveland sports team has won a championship until last year when LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers came back from down 3-1 to beat the Golden State Warriors in the NBA Finals, and that was why that was such a big deal for the people of Ohio. There's a good documentary, another good sports documentary called Believeland, which documents all of this, and it's also worth watching. What else do I have? Oh yeah. So, one of the, I could just, like, I feel like I'm James talking about fucking King Arthur right now. Like, we're finally on something that I can talk about.
Hey, go for it.
Yeah.
I mean, well, when you said it was really good for Ohio, I mean, I heard about that. I just thought somebody found a bottle cap. Like, there's nothing good in Ohio. Like, fuck Ohio.
I mean,
they put cheese on their coney dogs, for Christ's sake.
Ugh.
Fuck Ohio.
Yeah, I agree, but I'm suspending my animus because I enjoyed this movie quite a bit.
Okay.
So one of the cool things about that we all I think liked about Rocky and the Rocky story is he doesn't win at the end of the first Rocky movie.
Right.
So this movie,
the distance.
Yes. So this movie, the Cleveland Indians kind of go the distance, but they are a little misleading at the end of this movie.
Well, they win the pennant, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So they all they did was win the American League. They had a tiebreaker. They had a tie at the end of the season with the New York Yankees for who had the best record in the American League, and they had to play that one game tiebreaker to see who gets to go to the World Series.
Yep.
So there is another baseball series that happens after this movie. They might win the World Series, they might not, but that kind of wasn't the point of this movie. They just wanted to
not
like
last. Right,
they just wanted they wanted to win the pennant so they would force the owner's hand to keep
stay.
Yeah. And ultimately when they won the pennant, they completed that goal. So tacking a World Series onto the end of that would have just kind of been extra. And so we get to the last thing I'll say about this movie is, like Superman, this movie actually had a lot of little similarities to Superman that you guys might notice. But this movie also, when it was done, credits rolled. Like when this movie was done, it was done. It ended. Like the story was over. They didn't have any prologue. Like they won the game. Tom Berenger kisses Rene Russo. Everybody's like celebrating on the field. Snapshot, credits roll.
Yep.
I really appreciated that. Like they didn't need to. There was nothing more to say.
Confused me.
And
There
they
needed to be like 10 more endings.
No! There was nothing more to say.
What happened to Frodo? And
they won!
Did he wake
No!
up?
See,
Did he
because...
go back to the Shire? Does he have a family? What about their kids? What about all the baseball players' kids? What does he name their kids?
There should have been
decide
an
to sing a
entire
song.
Yeah.
No, when you win a baseball game, like after
You go home.
after the third out in the ninth inning, the game's over and you're done. And there's nothing left to be said. And this
Cleveland
movie,
riot. How many fires were there?
no,
I think you should ask, did Cleveland rock?
No, it never rocks. Sorry, that's not a thing.
Yeah. Anyway, go on.
So this movie, when it was done, and I absolutely, completely appreciated that. Now, just bear with me for one moment. I'm sorry, guys. My review has outro music too, because I don't care. You guys want to hear a story? So do any of you guys recognize what movie this is from?
I can't even hear it.
You can't hear it? Can you really not hear it?
Barely.
All right. Well, I'm gonna put it in post.
Okay.
So this music is from The Natural with Robert Redford. This movie came out in the summer of 1984, and it's about baseball. It's about an old baseball player who is a pitcher, and he hurts his arm, and he comes back later as a hitter and is great. Is one, and they end up winning the World Series, and it's the last scene of the movie is him hitting a home run off of the lighting and sparks like showering down on the field while he's rounding the bases.
Right.
And he's got like a stab wound. And like it's he's got a stab wound.
It's a different kind of baseball.
It's a delightfully cheesy movie. And it's just beautiful. But I will always appreciate it because in the summer of 1984, another amazing thing was happening. I was coming into this world. And so when my mom went into labor with me, and my dad and her drove to the hospital, and
They stopped to watch The Natural?
the nurses were like, "You're not ready yet. Come back in a few hours." So they went to a drive-in movie of The Natural while my mom was in labor with me.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And then they went back and I was born.
That's amazing.
That's just ridiculous.
Yes.
Baseball!
Right.
It's so beautiful. It can bring people into this world like me. And then... no, not naturally. I was a C-section. But then, 2 months later, the Detroit Tigers win the World Series. Guys, I don't even have anything else to say. Like, you guys can all be as wrong as you want, because this movie displayed all the things that were beautiful and right with the world, and all those things are baseball.
I'm still struggling with the hospital saying, no, come back in a few hours. So they
It was a different time.
Yeah.
Everybody was a lot more relaxed back then.
They lived out kind of on in a cabin on the lake, and so they drove into town, into Traverse City to go to the hospital. So they weren't going to go back home.
Right? No. I mean, that makes sense, but it's just. Yeah.
Oh, it's such. I don't know. That's for me. That's a very fun story.
And
so.
And
I mean, seriously, how does that conversation go? Like, come back in a couple hours. You want to see a movie?
Yeah.
Hey, go catch The Natural. Drive through. I mean,
look, you guys all know how my dad and Linda, they do things right. My dad only had to punch like 2 bears at the drive-in, and my mom delivered the turkey.
Fantastic.
So yeah, well, that's what I've got for you boys.
Fair enough. So who would like to tackle it next? James, Chris?
Yeah, I can go. Yeah, well, mine will be fairly short. To tack on to Eric's thing about everything in the natural and 1984 being everything beautiful, I have to agree because, of course, the number one song at that time and what was playing when the Detroit Tigers rounded the bases at the end there, well, it was the theme from Ghostbusters,
yes, it was.
the best movie ever made.
So the number one... The number one song in America the day I was born was the Ghostbusters theme.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was. What a time. What a time to come alive.
Yeah.
What a time to come alive like I'm fucking Peter Frampton.
Peter Venkman.
Oh, yes!
Dude, my shoes are talking.
Oh, guys, I feel good.
Well, that's fantastic.
And I knew that you would.
Well, I'm glad that you're here, Eric, because without you, none of that would have happened. There would be no baseball, no Tigers winning the World Series, and certainly no Ghostbusters. So
on the day I was born, the Tigers were in Anaheim playing against the California Angels, and they won the game.
Hell yeah!
Like I've looked all this shit up. Like I shouldn't, but I care too much. Yeah,
fantastic. So James,
yeah, all right. So first off, I mean, Eric, I know you're like the font of knowledge about baseball on this, but I gotta correct you on something.
Okay.
The 100-mile-an-hour thing, fastball. Now, I saw a documentary. I know for a fact that when you break your arm, there's a chance that your tendons can heal like rubber bands. And throw baseballs about the speed of 100.
Man, I fucking loved that movie growing up. I did. I fucking loved that movie.
I loved it too. Fuck you, butt love.
See, that's why Eric was outside not watching TV. He was trying to break his arm so that would heal, so he could throw a fastball.
Why do I not know?
Why do I? It's about a kid who breaks his arm. He's like middle schooler. He breaks his arm. When it heals, the tendons are super tight, so he can throw like a super fastball.
Yeah, it's like stupid. It doesn't work.
It's wonderful.
Wow.
Literally, he pulls his arm back and it's like...
The only bone I've ever broken in my life was my nose because I took a baseball to the face.
That was hilarious.
James remembers that. I had black eyes for like 3 months.
2 black eyes and a giant goose egg. You looked like a fucked up unicorn. Oh, man. All right, so... I don't really care about sports that much, but and I can't watch baseball because it's just too slow.
You're not
and also,
allowed?
No, and I don't know most of the rules, so I get lost. Saying that, watching baseball with Eric is pretty entertaining because he can explain the strategy of everything that's going on. So, like, you get like a window into everything, and you're like, oh, wow, it actually is like sports meets chess. So.
There is a lot happening.
Yeah, there's a lot happening in any given game, so I'm like, wow, that's actually really interesting. That being said, like baseball movies and stories, about baseball or baseball strategy or stuff, I do find those interesting on their own. So like, I do like to watch like documentaries and stuff like that, or movies like this. When I was a kid growing up, this was one of my favorite movies, I think. It was like one of my favorite comedies, I only saw it like once or twice as a little kid, and yeah, man, I swear that this movie was more rude than it was. Like, I swear to God, when I was a kid, there were points where I had to close my eyes, which when I was young, we only had to do for extreme gore or boobies.
Yeah. There were like some exposed man asses in this movie.
We wouldn't have. Yeah, my mom wouldn't have given a shit about that. So.
Okay,
but yeah,
like this was a rated R baseball movie, which is
really, it's pretty darn tame.
Yeah, it is really tame.
Pretty tame.
It must
the
have been rated R
language
for language.
Yeah,
the language,
the language
yeah.
is pretty
The
hard.
Fox and the Fox, yeah.
Yeah. The couple lines from the janitor from Scrubs.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not place him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody.
These fucking guys.
Yeah. Everybody's so different in this movie. Like they all look so different.
Yeah,
nowadays.
this movie. Oh, yeah, like Dennis Haysbert looks exactly like a Cuban baseball player. Like he, like they're all perfectly cast.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
And young.
Yeah, like I actually was looking up like some of the basic information about this when I came across that guy was all State Stan, and I was like, holy shit!
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, this movie, as you said, like the thing, not just the sexism, but goddamn, this movie's racist.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, this could use a little more diversity, and maybe not so much like such extreme like James Bond, you only live twice type level racism in this with the black man hoodoo priest and stuff. But
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the other things I noticed about this movie was the product placement. Like today, we complain about product placement and shit like that. They stopped the movie to have American Express commercial.
That's
in the
right.
middle of it.
You know what? I didn't even notice that. Like I was just so much along for the ride that I didn't like.
Yeah.
But there were Pepsis in this too,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Yep.
that one's like the subtle stuff. But
Right.
like, I mean, I understand that like at the time it's like, oh, this
But
is
the
a
same-
funny commercial,
Right. Yeah, I think that, I mean, I'm sure it was product placement, but at the same time, I think it worked well to it that,
Yeah,
they're finally doing well. So this is part of them doing well, being, endorsed essentially,
but to splice it to do a full length in the
Right.
middle of a
Right.
montage
Right.
to have an American
That
Express.
was weird,
commercial.
but like, I think
I
it
understand.
was still amusing.
Probably what they were doing was they were like, okay, we can fit this in here, and we can kind of spoof the Bears,
Mhm.
because at the time the Bears were like doing the same thing, and it was new, so people were like goofing on it pretty hardcore.
Oh, I would love to get in. So you just moved past racism, but I would love to get in with one more thing. The inherent racism of the Cleveland Indians themselves.
Oh wait, so they're based off Native Americans.
Is that where we're going?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well,
It's
how?
kind of a big deal.
It is a big deal, like now. Like,
How?
that's not
Fuck
good.
you,
It's not good. Like we get it. You didn't have to say it again. I got it. No, but like, but so their mascot Chief Wahoo.
Yeah, no,
With
that's
like the one
ridiculous.
feather coming up, and
Right.
he's like a racist caricature.
yeah.
Like and like the guys in the stands wearing their feathers and their war paint and like banging drums, but like they're white dudes. Like, so they still bang drums at Cleveland Indians games. I'm not sure if they still do the like the war paint and shit like that.
They
but
do the chop and stuff.
the chop is the Atlanta Braves.
Oh, okay.
Braves isn't
Also
quite
have gotten
racist.
some, but they've also been.
No, the Indians is a caricature.
Right. Yeah, it's a total
Well,
caricature.
the
Like-
new version isn't a caricature, though.
They still use that Chief Wahoo
Oh,
logo.
really?
Yeah, they do.
Oh.
Yep. So that's a problem. So are the Washington Redskins.
Yeah,
Those two
the
things
Redskins were definitely
need
one
to
of those.
change. They do.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous how much pushback there is against that. Like, it's pretty goddamn obvious.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, I guess people just love their traditions.
Yeah.
Whatever. That's an eventuality. Like,
It is.
That's at this point they're just delaying the inevitable. So
Yeah.
So once again, the introduction of the characters done really well. I also like how them just driving up and the cars that they have and everything is like a great, Wesley Snipes with that old Rolls Royce and stuff like that, and coming out of the car, you can tell that he's a guy who breaks the rules.
It's a Rolls Royce grill and hood on a bug.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Which was hilarious.
I mean, that car was awesome.
Yeah.
It was cool
Quite
looking,
honestly.
and that's all I know. But yeah,
It's a good introduction to the characters too. It's all about building
Oh yeah.
who they are.
yeah. And okay, so after this movie was done, and I was looking at it, I was like, wait, this movie came out in '89. The style did not seem to fit at all.
No.
No, it seemed like it was from the 70s.
Yes.
No, honestly, I was thinking '84. like solid. Like it looked early 80s, mid 80s.
Right, early 80s.
It seemed
like
earlier.
Beverly Hills Cop.
It definitely seemed earlier. Yeah,
totally seemed like way earlier. Charlie Sheen, like you're introduced to him, he looks ridiculous. Like that haircut is ridiculous. But I mean, at the time, I understand it was like super cool. I mean, Vanilla Ice pretty much had the same fucking deal, like including the earring and all that stuff. So
yeah,
whatever, I guess. But that being said, later on when he gets the glasses, he's wearing those glasses. They're supposed to look dorky. Those look fucking cool.
He looks fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like when he comes fucking walking out of the bullpen and everybody's screaming Wild Thing
at the very end. Yeah,
that's fucking cool.
When he's got the real uniform on with the sleeves and the hat, and he's got those big ass horn rimmed glasses on
with the little skull and crossbones,
and he's got like a mock turtleneck on.
Yeah, he looks fucking.
It looks really fucking cool.
Even today, it looks cool.
Yes.
Like I was watching this with Leslie, and she looked at that and she was like, "Oh yeah, oh shit, he looks cool."
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
And then like, it does a close up on him and she's like, "Now I see why my mom thought Charlie Sheen was hot."
Yeah.
Winning, tiger blood.
Oh yeah, I mean, we all know
he
what
went
happened
off the
there.
rails.
Completely off the rails. But man, okay, so this movie as a whole, the other thing about the sexism and the undressing of the boss and stuff like that, when they like introduce that part, I really that was like one of the big things I remember as a kid from this movie.
Everybody remembers that part.
Yeah, I don't know why it seems like why it just sticks in your head. So much,
I remembered it too from when I saw it when I was a kid.
But that part comes on and I was like, wow, this feels totally different now.
Yes.
And then like the guy goes through it and then Leslie goes, we must dominate. It's like, we must sexually dominate all women we disagree with. And I'm like, damn it, Leslie, don't ruin my juvenile fantasies.
But she's right.
My juvenile power trips, come on.
But she's right. That's what was happening. She's
absolutely right, yeah. And I was like, you're right, but yeah. Let's ignore this and try to enjoy the rest.
That one scene is trouble. There is problematic, but the actual character role itself could have been a man or a woman.
Yeah.
But that one particular scene was problematic.
Like, what you would have to do is you'd have to think, what would they do if it was a man in that position?
Right.
And then do the same thing with the woman. You wouldn't undress a cardboard cutout of a man in a locker room.
But what if he was a Chippendales dancer?
Yeah.
That would be hilarious.
That's still not that embarrassing.
Right, it's weird. It's just.
Yeah. So, okay. So here's my main criticism for this movie. It's pretty funny for the most part, and the baseball bits are entertaining.
Was that your criticism?
No, the compliment sandwich here. Guys, I'm trying my management technique.
He gives the good news, and then the bad news.
Here's the bad news.
With some good shit.
I don't give a fucking shit about that fucking catcher.
Oh,
and his fucking love life. No. I mean, I understand that, like, when they wrote, like, this reeks of, like, 2 or 3 scripts, like, rewrites, because probably after they cast everybody, they saw how Charlie Sheen came across on screen and how Wesley Snipes came across on screen. They were like, oh, we got to put these guys in more. Because we wrote this script about this catcher and we told him the movie was going to be all about him.
Like the catcher love story was going to be a primary plot point.
Yeah, when really they should have scrapped the entire fucking thing.
I agree.
Well, you can tell that is exactly what happened by watching any of the sequels. Because the main character...
Yes. Back to Major League 2, back to the minors.
Oh. Wow. I guess I gave it like the Matrix treatment and pretended they just didn't exist.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're all about Charlie Sheen's character. They're all about Wild Thing.
Yeah, because, like, all right, so here's the thing. Like, the styles in the movie are dated, but the movie itself, not so much, apart from, like, the really bad themes and stuff in it. Oh, I also say another part that I like about this was the Christian character in it. In modern movies today, you can't make the Christian character like the whooping boy or like the fool, or if you do, he has to be a stereotype. But in this one, he's just like your average, everyday American Christian guy. And he does keep on, like, like the voodoo guy keeps on fooling him. And, trigger. And that was hilarious, you know, like. But nowadays, it's like, I feel like you'd probably get some big backlash on that, being like, what are you trying to say about us?
Yeah, I wonder if they did at the time of this, too. Like, people always kind of get touchy when you come after their particular thing.
Their thing, yeah.
Yeah. Like,
what about him being highly disrespectful for what's-his-face's rum?
Yeah. Yeah, he stole Machi's rum.
Oh, yeah, his rum.
I don't know who. Jobu, that's right.
Jobu.
Yeah.
Well, he got it. He got his comeuppance.
Yeah, he got it.
And then later on,
he was pitching with Jobu by his feet,
right?
Or, like batting. Like that was hilarious,
Yeah.
Like the fact that they were both kind of like not really too like they acted like they were super into it, but they were both willing to give if it like meant they could win.
Yep.
Like that was funny.
Yeah,
that was funny.
That's a pretty good illustration of a teammate thing. Also, the Corbin Burnson coming up to Charlie Sheen in the last out of the thing on the mound and being like, "Just strike this fucker out."
Yeah,
like nothing to do with his wife or anything like that. Just let's fucking win this baseball game.
So that part, do you think that he knew that Charlie Sheen fucked his wife at that point?
At that point,
absolutely yes.
Yeah, because he punches him like 5 minutes later after they win.
Absolutely, yes.
Right after they win, when they all come together, he just
like as soon as he gets to the stadium for that game, he's like, "Where's Charlie Sheen?"
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That was.
Well, luckily, Behringer told him, "Hey, when you get dressed up and get the fuck out of the."
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I think this movie it could be remade now, or like a good sequel, like a soft reboot or something like that could be done.
Yes.
If you do it in Cleveland, start it up from the beginning. Have Cleveland Rocks by the President of the United States. With the backdrop of like all the shitty things in Cleveland.
Like Drew Carey.
Yes, exactly. And nonetheless, like here's the thing though: you don't hang it on like one guy or like the catcher and shit. There are a million great stories around baseball that you can just use as like a National Lampoon sex comedy, like the fucking no story, the story behind the no, which is fucking hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Wade Boggs on a plane drinking Coors is fucking hilarious. For this movie, honestly, they could have thrown away half the script if they just sat Charlie Sheen down and said, "All right, tell me about the last month."
Right.
Of your life. like Charlie Sheen has this story, like when he was clean for a little bit and he was on Letterman, and Letterman goes, "So why'd you get clean?" And he goes, "Well, I was partying and I was out there partying one night and fucking Slash comes in the room and he looks down at me and he goes, 'Man, you gotta chill out.'" And so the last thing I'll say about this movie is like, okay, so the woman who is the main antagonist, she hates living in Cleveland. Makes sense. Who wouldn't? Right. She wants to sell the team. The team is like, fuck that. We're gonna win the pennant. We're gonna move
the team.
She wants to move the team. Yeah, she wants to move the team. Team's like, fuck that. We're gonna kick ass.
Yep.
They kick ass. All right. How has she lost? At this point, the team is more valuable than ever. She can sell the team, make a shit ton of money, still move down to Miami, and enjoy the rest of her fucking life.
Right.
It's true.
It's true.
I mean, I guess they kind of win because they can stay in Cleveland, but frankly, at that point, you've lost. That's my review.
Fair enough. All right, Chris, what do you got for us?
All right.
Chris is shooing me away from his notes. All right.
Trying to think of quotes from this movie. If you build it, they will come.
No.
Okay. God, I love baseball.
No.
Okay. How can you not get romantic about baseball?
Pick me out a winner, Bobby. That was from The Natural. Wonder Boy.
Man, this is just baseball. You gotta stop thinking. Just have fun.
Uh-huh.
No. Killing me, Smalls.
Uh-huh.
No.
The Sandlot.
We're not athletes. We're baseball players. No. There's no crying in baseball.
Oh, Chris, you're awesome. You're bringing up all the good baseball movies that people should watch.
Rudy? John, I was so angry that you said Rudy earlier because this was part of my... So what I have illustrated is that there are a lot of good quotable moments in baseball movies. Not in this one.
Nope.
That's true.
that was harsh.
But I did enjoy the part where Brad Pitt and Jonah Hill managed to hire a ton of no-name players and out to pasture players to create some sort of Moneyball team.
Yeah. I mean, this is proto Moneyball.
Yes.
Wait, was Moneyball baseball?
Yes.
John, Moneyball's a really good movie. You should watch it.
I've never seen it. I thought it was golf, though.
She manages to bring together a team of misfits, essentially, and accidentally Moneyballs a team.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Yeah.
Which is funny. That happens in, this film. And, anyway. So that was very interesting. I did like the kind of connection with all the fans. How the movie starts out and they're like, man, they're going to suck this year.
Uh-huh.
Do you don't even know who's going to be there? No, but they're going to suck this year. And then as soon as they announce all the players, they're like, who the fuck are these jokers? They're going to suck this year.
Shitty.
I wonder if it was just that mentality of like, it's like the Lions, they're not going to be the best, but they're going to kind of suck, but you're still a fan.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. One thing that nobody's mentioned yet that we are remiss is just a bit outside. That's a quote from this movie.
I know.
Who's the
Mr. Belvedere's dad? The dad from Mr. Belvedere.
Oh yeah.
No, that's not the dad from
Mr. Belvedere.
It's not from this movie.
Harry Unger. I don't know how to say his last name.
Oh,
Unger?
it's Bob Uecker.
Bob Uecker. That's his name.
Bob Uecker is an actual baseball announcer.
Yes, he is.
And
he also was
funny.
a guy who played baseball.
Wow.
Played for 3 different major league teams.
Oh shit! It was from this movie.
Yeah,
I was looking at quotes earlier. My bad.
Vaughn,
Yes.
Vaughn
Those announcers are
just
hilarious.
a bit outside.
Yeah,
that's the
announcers-
quotable
yeah,
from this
yeah,
movie.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Whatever.
well, I know. I'm sorry, but nobody's mentioned Bob Uecker yet, and him like
He was
slamming
good in
Jackie
it.
in the.
Well,
Yeah.
That was my entire review, actually,
Oh.
just talking about how much I love Mr. Belvedere.
What I really enjoy about films about baseball is that they do the one thing that baseball can't do for itself, which is make it watchable.
Knew that was coming.
I will agree with James that when you have someone who's like, a super fan like Eric and not, isn't bothered by questions while you're watching and is willing to explain it to you, almost anything is a lot more. We were watching Hand Egg a week or so ago.
Yeah.
He was explaining some of that, and hell, even I was paying a little bit of attention and cared for like half a minute. I still don't like football. It's one of those things.
Yep.
Some great football movies.
This is actually the first time I've watched this movie.
Oh,
Really?
I didn't realize it was a fucking good movie.
Yeah.
I didn't realize what kind of movie it was. I kind of thought it was supposed to be a comedy, but I wasn't really sure. This is the first time I've ever watched this movie, and I really fucking enjoyed it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was kind of dumbfounded by how good it was, and I agree with James. The Tom Berenger, Rene Russo love story thing was kind of out there. It was a bit of a hemorrhoid on the film.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was in a different movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Charlie Sheen and Wesley Snipes in this film, great. They did great characters, and I really love. I think James Gramman, the coach.
Yes.
Yes.
Every time he's in a role, I love him. He's just he's like one of those super likable actors.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very much like the small town guy that's owns a plant and is hilarious.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the salt of the earth baseball manager is right in his wheelhouse, and he nailed it.
It was perfect.
Him and Rip Torn.
Yeah.
Yep.
Too awesome.
This movie was good. I enjoyed a lot of parts of it. I love how she tries to crush their spirits by gradually downgrading their transportation. They go from regular planes to this defunct
the bomber run plane. The fucking paratrooper plane that's just got benches in it.
Yeah, and they're throwing the 200-mile-an-hour tape around the wing down to a fucking bus. That looks like they pulled it out of mothballs from the 40s.
Minor league baseball players still ride the bus.
Oh, I imagine it's more cost effective. It makes sense, but I mean, like I said, it's like just that was like part of her way to like just diminish their spirits. But their whole thing was, especially when they realized what she was trying to do, that like, fuck her, we're going to prove her wrong, we're going to be awesome. Mm-hmm. It was a very enjoyable movie. I mean, there's almost, I can't really say that there was anything that stood out that like I'm like, oh, this is the best thing ever. There's also nothing really that stood out that like I didn't like this part. I thought most of the characters were pretty believable. Like the one being, is like, well, I'm kind of on the outer edge of my career, and I got to keep this pretty so I can make money. So he wasn't taking any chances. Uh-huh. And then you have Tom Berenger's character come over to his house, like, hey, can I talk to you? Fucking play the game or I'll beat your ass, kind of thing. Because this is my last chance, and this is some of their only chance. Mm-hmm. I thought that was a pretty cool scene, actually. I thought that was really good.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I really don't have anything to say bad about this movie, other than probably the Randy Newman opening.
Yeah. Let's make an edit where we replace that with Pusa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I did the quote thing, because nothing else of my review is going to be funny. John, I mean, say what you can say, I guess.
I will. I mean, like I said, I was kind of joking about the fact that Bob Uecker was my entire review, but it really kind of almost actually was. So I'll just do the small little part. Here's the thing about Major League. This is a movie that it has some problems. I personally think it could be good. I don't think it is as good as it could have been. I think it's just kind of middle of the road when it comes to these kinds of movies. Now, I don't watch a lot of sports, but I have this weird affection for sports movies.
Yeah.
Like I am...
And sports documentaries.
And I it's really weird. And I pick up a lot of weird shit. But, if a sports movie is out, even if it's not even like really a sports movie, like what was that one with Sandra Bullock and
Blindside?
The Blindside.
Yeah.
Even that, like if it's got sports in it, I will give it a chance.
Did you watch the Marky Mark Invincible about Vince Papale, the Philadelphia guy?
Yes, I was actually. It was showing up on my queue after I watched this, and I literally almost just watched it right after. I didn't.
I mean, it's not garbage. It's
Well, no,
it's
I've
worth
actually
a look.
heard it's not terrible. But anyway.
Right.
I'd rather watch that before I watch Blindside.
Yeah, exactly. But
that was a pretty bad movie.
Blindside seems pretty heavy-handed.
Yeah, it is. There's that's the thing. In
I
sports
like my
movies,
Sandy Bullock, but
in sports movies, you got to be really careful what you're getting because it's never just a sports movie.
Yeah,
it's either sports romance or and there are great versions of that, like Rocky, which is really honestly more of a romance movie than it is a sports movie. And then there's okay movies where it's done poorly, like this one, Major League. I think though, Major League probably could have been one of the. If it had shifted focus and we lost the catcher romance subplot and got rid of those 2 minutes, this could have been perfect. I really think it could have been. I think it could have been a perfect sports ensemble movie. There's not great. I mean, and sports ensemble movies are hard to do because getting the characters introduced as well as this movie does it is really rare. If you want to see a bad example of this, watch The Replacements. I mean, there are terrible ways to do sports ensemble movies, and I have yet to see a really good one that didn't cross genres. Major League is the closest I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And if we could just lose that romance plot, if somebody out there who has more time on their hands than they ever need wants to put together an edit of this movie without that romance subplot, I think we could have a really damn fine sports ensemble movie.
Yeah, like you just cut out the scene where he follows her to her fiance's house, and you cut out the scene where he follows her back to her house.
Yep. Yeah,
you cut those
both
2 scenes out.
Fucking creepy. Anyway.
Yeah.
That's a really fucking awful way to act.
But you got to keep the one where he rolls up in the baseball cart.
Nah.
or at least ADR a fucking knock on the goddamn door.
Yeah, no, he just comes in.
He just rolls right in.
Yeah.
No, I think
Can
we
I
can
understand
drop
with the
that
boyfriend's
whole,
house because the elevator opens right into their penthouse.
Yeah, I
Right.
can
We can
understand making
drop
that mistake, but yeah.
that whole thing because I don't know why the writers thought it was necessary, because this is another thing that kind of shook me for a loop a little bit. The idea of an old timer looking for a second chance doesn't need any extra accoutrements. You know what I mean? Like it's a common enough trope that we've seen so many different times. We don't need an extra layer where that second chance.
Maybe we hadn't seen it enough times in 1989.
Oh, we saw it enough times in 1989. We saw it plenty of times. I mean, and that's basically what I got to say about this, is that when it comes to sports movies, I kind of feel this is a little middle of the road, but if you've got some feels assigned to it, it can probably take you, through an enjoyable evening.
If you sit down for this movie and you're like already in the tank, like you feel like you're gonna enjoy it going in, you're gonna laugh at the dumb old jokes.
Yeah.
You're gonna see all the charm that Wesley Snipes has. This movie will charm you if you're ready to be charmed.
Well, like I said, I watched this with Leslie. Her first words out of her mouth during the Randy Newman thing was, "I'd rather watch Rudy."
Right.
By the time Wesley Snipes was on the screen, she was in the tank. She was ready to.
Well, that's
she
the thing.
enjoyed the
That's
rest
the
of the
thing
movie.
that this movie does well, is it gets you there. It does get you there, and you can always tell a good sports movie from a bad sports movie, because all sports movies hinge on one thing, which is the climax. That's it. They all hinge on the climax. And if you are not invested by the time the climax rolls around, the movie's done for you. It's a failure. And this movie gets you there. It does get you invested in that climax. So when they're going up against New York, you want them to win. And you feel like there might be a chance that they won't. And that's like every sports movie ever, and that's really what you're hoping for, and that's what you want to see.
And this one does it effectively.
Exactly.
Like it does, yeah.
So, not the best movie in the entire world, but it's certainly it's a prime example of its type, of its genre, and it does what it's intended to do, which is entertain. So I think as long as you're looking to get entertained and you maybe never saw this, it's worth a watch.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Totally agree.
This brings me to another point. This movie's better than Superman.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a short break, and when we are done, we will come back with the game.
Woo!
And maybe Chris will be here, and maybe he won't. See you in a few, folks.
Are people taking you too seriously at work? Are all your conversations bland and tasteless? Do people run away when you approach the water cooler? Just get yourself a Tally-Ho mug from the John Hates Movies store, and people will instantly recognize that you are one badass dude. Tally-Ho is copyright Eric Largent 2015. All others saying Tally-Ho are imitating Eric Largent. Do not make Tally-Ho your thing. That is Eric's thing. But please buy a mug. Get yours today!
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to John Hates Movies. It is now time for your favorite part and mine. It is time for the game.
Yeah.
Yay!
And it's going to be a grand slam.
Oh, baseball.
Yeah, we going to Denver?
Yay, all of you.
So, as is John Hates Movies tradition, the person who picks the movie gets to run the game. And that means, Eric.
Yes.
You are running the game.
Yeah, and so I already kind of previewed what the game is last week at the end of the episode because I said pitchers and catchers are reporting, and you guys all busted into laughter because you thought I was talking about some kind of like gay bar situation.
Mm-hmm.
And no, in fact, when this episode comes out on Wednesday, the 15th. Pitchers and catchers will have reported to spring training, and baseball will be unofficially underway for the 2017 season. But what that illuminated to me is how many common baseball terms are part of our American English vernacular that we just use without even thinking about them. So I'm going to give you a situation, and you guys are going to have to tell me what the baseball term is that we use in everyday conversation.
Wow, I like it.
Yeah. So, okay, Here's a fun one, guys. How many batters are in a batting order or a lineup? Like how many baseball players are in a lineup? The closest number gets to go first.
13.
Okay.
7.
Okay.
11.
John and James are the closest, but I'm actually going to give it to James. The number is 9, but 7, if we're going by Price is Right rules, he got closest without going over. So,
fair enough.
In fact, James is going first.
All
right. So, James, if I were talking about let's say that you had to go in and get your car fixed, and they were going to give you an estimate on how much the price would be to get all of the car work done on your car, what would the figure be that they give you?
Can we steal?
Yeah, seriously.
You can steal for half a point. So all points are worth 2 and you can steal for 1.
God dang. You'd think I'd hear this somewhere. No idea. Roundabout.
No.
John!
Chris, damn it!
Oh, John got in there first. Johnny, what is it?
It's the ballpark figure.
It's a ballpark figure.
I was like, field. My brain was fucking seagulls and Nemo. Field. Is it field?
So, John, you get to go next. So, John, if somebody is doing something perfectly, they have not made any mistakes, you would say that they're
batting 300.
Oh,
Steal!
1,000, 3,000, 3,000.
Batting 1,000.
You're batting 1,000, Chris, for the steal. Yeah.
How did I get that?
because all batting averages are all 3 digits. They're all like a decimal point that come up to 1,000. So yeah. If you're perfect, you're batting.
Or he was trying to bowl.
I was trying to bowl.
Game.
Right.
Yeah, sportsplaining.
Yeah. Chris, if you did a kind of a dastardly move that's like a little bit lowbrow, it's a real blank move to make fun of a friend when he loves baseball so much.
This is my answer, but all it runs through my head is real dick move.
Right. There is a baseball term for it.
I don't know the baseball term, but I'll throw out cheap move just because it's the only thing I can think of.
John, do you want to steal?
This is not what I thought it was, so
okay.
I'm going to have to...
just say what you thought.
I thought it was stealing second, but...
No, it is Bush League.
Yeah!
Bush League.
Okay.
That's right.
Bush League referring to minor leagues, so that's some Bush League shit.
Yep,
yeah,
no,
Bush League. Okay, James.
All right.
This is actually a term derived from baseball, but if you woke up in the middle of the night with a cramp in your leg, what do you have?
A Charlie horse?
Yeah.
Shit.
That is a baseball term.
Interesting. What the fuck?
It was coined by baseball doctors describing baseball injuries back in the 1800s. Yeah.
1800 doctors are idiots.
All right.
It's a Charlie horse.
Charlie. They call him Charlie. It's long for Charles.
So, John, if you are a salesman and you have to run, like once you've gotten close to making the sale, you have to pass the sale off to another person. Who are you passing it off to? And they're gonna make the deal happen.
I'm gonna say closer.
Yep, it's a closer.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's okay.
Chris, if you're inspecting a home and you don't think that it was inspecting a home that is burned down and you don't think it was arson, but you have to do your due diligence. Doing your due diligence and inspecting everything in a situation is this term.
Is this crossing the T's and dotting the I's?
John!
That's the only thing I can think of.
John,
John wants to steal it because he's an asshole.
John.
Checking the bases.
James. Rounding the bases.
Oh, you guys are very close. I'm not going to give it to you. It's covering your bases.
Yeah, I knew I was wrong, but like...
Very close. Very close. And we are back around to James.
Yeah.
James, if we were in a large group of people, but it was just me and you talking, and I start bringing up like our like listener numbers and talking about some like really in-depth stuff about running a podcast, I would be talking this.
Inside baseball.
That's right.
Oh,
Inside baseball.
Damn it.
Yeah. Now James is up to 4.
He would have been talking about statistics, though, so I'm confused.
Well, no, I mean, I'm looking for specific terms. Statistics is
used in baseball.
Yeah.
Yes, but the
Not
term
coined
is...
out of baseball, I guess. Let's face it, who else in the real world uses statistics other than baseball?
Baseball uses a lot of statistics.
That's what I'm saying.
John, if James just like makes a joke that is a complete non sequitur, that joke would be what? It would be coming from where?
Left field.
Yeah, it would be coming out of left field.
God damn it. That last clue.
That's what my fish said.
What? And just like that, he got me.
Meta.
Chris.
Yo.
So you are the next person to get a question in this game, which means you are.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, no, the phrase literally was in my head. Well, I'm up to bat, but there's a different. There's no.
No. So let's say John's up to bat right now, and you are the next one to bat.
Yeah, I know. I'm. What? God damn it! There's even a square you're supposed to stand in, and I can't think of the fucking phrase.
John,
hold on. No. Give me a second.
Think about cards. A whole group of cards.
Hey!
Oh, I'm on deck.
You're on deck.
Damn it! Oh, come on!
There you go. Yeah, sorry.
That's two.
No, I gave you an easy one with left field.
Last
I
clue
would have been wrong on
so
that.
fucking
Anyway.
obvious, but yes, thank you for that. And I knew what it was. I knew it was there. I was so angry that it wasn't just coming in my head.
Yeah. James, you went to the department store and bought 2 Nintendo classics, but they could only give you one. What do you have in place of the other one?
I'm having trouble understanding the question.
So you order 2 Nintendos from Walmart, but when you show up to get one, they only give you one, and then they give you this for the other.
Oh, a rain check.
Yes.
Damn.
Yep.
Damn it.
James got a rain check.
Okay.
That's a baseball term from rained out game, and you get your ticket the next day. John, you are bisexual.
Okay.
There's a baseball term for that.
Oh, come on. I swing both ways?
There's another better term for that.
Oh, I'm a pitch hitter.
James. Switch hitter.
He's a switch hitter.
Oh, fuck. Come on.
Sorry, that was very, very close. Chris,
Sure he's not
if I lose on switch
batting
hitter,
for the
I'm
other
gonna
team. Come on, give me a point for that. That's funny.
I'm going to. So this movie.
Why did I think it was a pitch?
This movie is. I guess this question is for Chris, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this movie covered a topic that I'm super familiar with, and I can talk about it ad nauseum.
Sure.
Which means it was right where for me.
John's on deck for the steal.
Well, there are so many terms. I'm just trying to figure out which is the right one. The immediate one that comes to my mind is not. I'm sure not the baseball term right up your alley, but I was.
It's close.
John.
John, what's yours?
I believe there's 2 answers to this.
Okay.
There's either right over the plate or right up the middle.
Chris got it right, though. It was.
In the
wheelhouse? It was right in my wheelhouse.
Right.
Huh. I thought that was a car term.
No, yeah, that's a baseball term. For when a pitch is like right down the middle, and it's just like you don't have to adjust your swing at all. It's just right in your wheelhouse.
Oh.
Yeah, but he said that second. I don't know.
Yeah, but you got it wrong anyway, so.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't get full.
Oh,
but
man.
It's my question.
Oh, man, it looks like we're down to a tiebreaker scenario.
No, see, come on. This is exactly what I didn't want happening.
As long as John doesn't win, I'll allow it.
This is terrible.
It looks like we're down to a tiebreaker scenario. I'm not going to give out the points right now.
How does this always happen?
But there's a John actually was the inspiration for this game when a while back he made us name all of the Pokemon that we could name.
Yep.
Guys, I just want you to go around Chris, then James, then John, then Chris, then James, and John, and name a baseball player.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Nolan Ryan.
Daryl Strawberry.
Ty Cobb.
Mark McGuire.
Bo Jackson.
All right.
Fuck.
We like baseball.
You said the two that I know. Oh, Babe Ruth.
Yep.
Barry Bonds.
Yep.
I don't know if he's a country singer or a baseball player.
James, you've named one already tonight.
Yeah.
We were talking about him.
Wade Boggs? Okay. Oh, good. Oh.
Johnny.
Hank Aaron.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Apparently, Bob Uecker. He was an announcer and a player, apparently.
We're still alive. Everybody's still alive.
It's James's turn,
Uh-huh.
right?
He's thinking.
Yeah, as soon as you put me on the spot. Ken Griffey.
Damn it!
Yeah!
Is it because he had a video game?
I thought of it after that, but I sang the song in my head.
Damn it, that's not fair.
What song?
From The Simpsons, the baseball episode.
John, what did you just say?
I said what song?
Oh.
Yeah.
the Simpsons song. I thought you said a baseball player.
No. Is it my turn?
Yes.
Oh, Jackie Robinson.
Yes, good one. John's coming up with the old guys.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I know.
Joe Jackson.
Shoeless Joe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But yes. Okay, I got Jose Canseco.
Damn it!
Yes.
Fuck!
Nice. We're back around to Johnny.
Power Ranger, Jose Canseco. I'll catch up your mustard, bitch.
Sammy Sosa.
Yes. You guys are doing good. I mean,
relatively.
Yeah,
Well, the minute we're struggling.
Like it's kind of hilarious that I just said that you guys are doing good.
Yeah. Naming a few baseball players.
But it's not as pathetic as I thought it was going to be.
I don't have one.
I think Chris is out.
James.
I'm
the top of this round, so.
Yep. If nobody else can think of one, then we go to lightning round, where the next person to shout out a baseball player wins.
Damn it, I have one.
Say it.
Michael Jordan.
He
played baseball.
In the minor leagues. Are we doing minors here?
Hey, he was not specific.
Chris is in. Chris is still alive.
Oh, come on.
Now I'm going to have to try my country singer.
Lyle Lovett was not a baseball player.
No, that's not what he's thinking.
Mark McGrath?
That's not even a country singer. That's a singer from fucking.
Oh yeah.
Or he was. There's also Mark McGrath that was a extreme motocross.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. If you can shout one out before John gets his out, you're still in.
Okay.
Justin Verlander?
Yes.
Damn.
Thank God.
That's a current Detroit Tiger baseball player.
So
wait, really?
Yes.
James is out, so it's back to me.
Uh-huh.
I knew I heard that somewhere.
Pissed me off because there was a Cuban player not too long ago that was super, super, super big, and I
blanked on him too. Yeah, I don't think that we have named the current holder of the home run records.
Yeah, you have.
Okay.
Yep, that's Barry Bonds.
Okay.
There was a shortstop for the New York Yankees who retired very recently, who is very high profile. There's also a third baseman for the Yankees who's very high profile.
I can't think of any right now.
Ah.
So I have.
I'm like trying to dig.
So I have until John manages it.
Well,
I'm trying to dig through every single conversation I've ever had with like anybody about baseball, Detroit baseball.
So John, if you can name one, then you win. If not, the next person to name a baseball player wins.
There is somebody who has a really dumb name in the Detroit Tigers.
No Googling.
And I'm not Googling. I'm just trying to remember because this name cracks me up. Give me a second.
All right.
John Madden.
I know who that is.
There was a character in this movie who was named for a baseball player.
I know, but I don't know their first name. We got to give the first name, right?
The first name was in the movie.
Willie Mays.
That's correct.
Right, so now I can't use that.
Yeah.
Well, it means I'm still in the round because I beat you.
No, it doesn't. No.
Hey, according to the rules, I just have to shout it out before you can. Those are the rules.
Is that the rules? Is
No,
that the
I mean, it
official-
was like John gets his next chance. Otherwise, the first person to shout one out wins. But John's chance is running out quickly.
Okay. Dan Stump.
I don't think so.
Fine, Willie Mays.
Chris, you're correct.
Yeah!
Fuck
Willie
yeah, we're
Mays.
doing The Running Man.
Okay, so yeah, Chris won the game.
Yes. On a technicality. I'm missing F.
It doesn't matter, we're watching Running Man.
So, Chris, why don't you officially announce what we're watching?
Oh,
Next
I don't know, a little film called The Running Man.
That's right.
Arnie.
Not just a popular dance anymore, but rather a sci-fi dystopian film. It was very popular at one time. Trust me. All the kids in middle school were doing it.
I don't know. When I was in middle school, all the kids were doing the Macarena. So
No.
Running Man was definitely a better dance.
No, it was the Running Man and the Roger Rabbit and what else? Going shopping? Was that or picking up your groceries?
Yeah,
I
that
can't
was a
remember.
thing.
That was
Shopping
a
cart.
shopping cart. Yeah, and the sprinkler. Don't forget the sprinkler.
Oh,
What's
yeah.
the shopping cart?
It's pretty much a lawnmower, but
I mean,
yeah.
you guys are just talking about like miming dance moves. Like when you guys dance, it's just like miming doing like
it was for
real
a while
things.
there.
Yeah,
That's
there
why
was.
white
There
people
was
cannot dance.
for a while. It was just miming.
So
things.
white people dancing is literally just like miming doing chores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, is there a dance for like the washing dishes,
I think there's one for the broom.
like sweeping?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Sweeping
there
the
is a
floor?
broom one.
Yep.
Jeez.
And there's the stir the pot.
Oh my gosh. White people dancing is just doing chores.
How is that
It's
different than
just
shaking
miming
it
doing your
off?
chores. That's fucked.
Now everybody's doing the dab.
Which is hilarious because like nobody wants to do chores.
Until
That's
they're on the
right.
dance floor.
And then you're gonna do it in style. Good night, everybody. A great big thank you to our staff graphic artist, Tabby Walters, the Weekly Cast, and our listeners. You can listen to our podcast on iTunes, the Stitcher app, through YouTube, or directly on our website. Feel free to send us a movie review suggestion. Every third episode is Listener Appreciation, where we choose from your suggestions. You can reach us through social media, either by liking our Facebook page, John Hates Movies YouTube channel, or following our Twitter at John Hates Movies. Our music was composed by Kevin MacLeod. You can find this track and many more on his website, incompetech.com. Thanks for listening, and tune in next week to hear someone say...
Yeah, later on they give him a bucket of fried chicken.
That
No. He wanted
they wanted
a
to
lot of
sacrifice.
chicken to sacrifice, but yes, they do give him a bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yes.
Which was funny.
See, I didn't
But
even see
put the racist.
I didn't see-
spin on it.
I
just
didn't-
thought
yeah.
that was a funny.
Come on, guys, stay
alternative.
woke.
Come on, I didn't see that being racist at
That
all.
was a